football teaches you lifelong lessons. I think football is very good for young people to be involved in, to feel like they're part of a team, to feel the failure, to feel the success. And you don't get that at some of the levels without these games.
Well, that's Kirby Smart, and when you're playing UMass, you get philosophical, okay? Because you don't want to have a conversation with your team like Lloyd Pierce just did, Bob Berger playing it in the Sports Flash. Really? We're in here talking about effort? We are paying you millions of dollars to just play and do your job, and we're talking about effort. Come on. So, any old way, man, it is going to be a beatdown, obviously, UGA over UMass, and we're going to ask a couple of questions in this segment. What do you want to see, and will the Dogs finally hit the 50-point mark? I say they will not. Now, I do think they're going to cover the spread, John.
Okay. So you're no longer taking the Minutemen with Marcus Camby, Lou Rowe, Edgar Padilla, Carmelo Travieso. You're not going to take any of those guys?
I am not.
You remember that team?
By the way, I love the Lou Rowe reference.
Dude, that team, I think they opened the year, they played Kentucky in a 1-2 matchup and blew them out. And then ended up losing, I think, to Big Country Reeves in the Final Four.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That dude.
Good references,
back
man.
then, and UMass may have been a little dirty. May have paid some
little.
guys. Hey, they were fun.
John Calipari, the posse's out to get. I'll just go down to Memphis.
Yeah.
See how that was. Oh, the posse's out to get me in Memphis. Where did he go after Memphis?
Didn't he go to Kentucky?
Wasn't there maybe an NBA stint in, or I forget. But we're talking Dogs here in our
Nets.
Dog Walk.
Didn't he go to the Nets?
He might have, I think for just a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Look, John, I don't think they're going to get to 50. And by the way, it's going to be hard to cover 41 if you don't get to 50, but they did it against App State and Middle Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Okay, they beat App State by 45 points without getting to 50. They beat Middle Tennessee by 42 points without getting to 50. So that's just kind of how they roll. And, John, watching those and by the way, the only reason I watched into the second half of those blowouts is this job right here, Dog fans, because there was not. But so watching those games, I know how Kirby's going to do this. Jake Fromm's barely going to play in the second half. It's going to be a dummy offense with Justin Fields. They're going to run. Holyfield's going to have a huge game. Swift's going to have a huge game, and they're going to win like 48 to 7 or something like that.
It's going to be somewhere in that range.
But I say no 50, John. What says you?
I agree. Kirby's not the go for 50 guy. A lot of these, and I say newfangled, the Vogue offenses, the spread, the up-tempo, they're going to be at 42 at the end of the first half when they play teams like this, and they'll pile it on a little bit in the third quarter. You know what Kirby's doing? He's trying to make sure all of these guys are healthy for Georgia Tech and Alabama because there's so much bigger prize for Georgia out there than scoring 50 points against UMass. You know what? Justin Fields, you probably play a little bit more. You see some of the third and fourth team running backs a little bit more. That's all fine. They want health. And that could mean, all right, at halftime, we're up 24-0 or 31-0. And in the second half, it's literally line up, I formation. We're going to run the ball every single play. We're getting this clock down, and we're going to Georgia Tech healthy. That's all they care about.
It's our Dog Walk. Rick and John here on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. And it's 4 o'clock SEC Network, so check it out. And go ahead.
Two of my other favorite guys, Dana Dingle for UMass and Dante Bright. They were also on that team.
I don't remember Dante Bright. I do remember Dingle.
Dante averaged 10 points, 5 rebounds in the 93-94 season. That was the year they went 28-7. Next year they were 29-5. And Lou Rowe was averaging 16.5.
And all that success was not above board, ladies and gentlemen. There were duffel bags full of money.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not mad at them, not even one little bit. So neither John nor I think. Let's go to Mo here, and then I want to talk about what we want to see. But Mo, me and John, we've kind of done the math, and obviously Georgia is capable of hitting the 50-point mark on a slappy like UMass. I just don't think they're going to.
I think it happens by accident. I think you're dead on when you say that Kirby's not the guy that looks at the scoreboard and runs up the score just because he can. I think this may be a game where they have no choice to. What are you going to do? Punt it every single time? What are you going to do? Try to go for the field goal from every single fourth in red zone just because they don't want to be mean?
Right.
I think it happens just because they don't have a choice.
You think they will hit 50 then? It's just
easily.
Okay. Wow.
Which means you're going to win by 2.
Right.
Which means it's going to be a 14-18 game.
Yeah, really key part of this, too, is App State and in Middle Tennessee. And I was thinking, their offenses sucked. I mean, no, they don't. Like, they score points against the people in their conference. You know what I'm saying? But they came here against the Dogs and essentially just got strangled and choked out. And so you look at this UMass team, Steve Merrill just said they're averaging 33 points per game. But it's such a lower level of competition that does not translate. That number doesn't really mean anything. So I'd be surprised if UMass got to double digits against the Dogs.
Yeah, me too. Is Mark Whipple still their head coach?
Not sure.
I know he was, and he's an offensive mind. He was an OC at a school that I may have cheered for a long time. A couple of years under Randy Shannon, and I like Mark Whipple's offense. Up tempo, they use the backs quite a bit out of the backfield. But again, the level of talent between Georgia and UMass is immensely different. I'd put something up, and Knox and I are doing what we call the College Football Scoop every day. Just little short videos that'll be up on our social media accounts all over the place. My thing today was, and I've heard a lot of people from around other conferences go, I can't believe the SEC's playing all these crap teams right now. Get over yourself, because your conference does the exact same thing. They just do it at the beginning of the year. Now, who I do hate it for, fans like Mark Owens that are paying a premium for season tickets, and you're stuck in November when a lot of other schools are playing big games. You're stuck with a UMass game that, let's be honest, people aren't going to go out there when it's freezing cold a couple of days before Thanksgiving to watch, nor is the secondary market as good as it should be.
On the flip side of that, I'm kind of excited about it because there's always one, I don't want to say cupcake, I don't want to diminish the teams, but there's one lower tier school game that will take Doodlebug, will take Caroline with us to one game a year, and that's going to be tomorrow's game. So I'm actually okay with this tomorrow because it is the one game where we can go and stay for 20 minutes because she's not going to sit down.
How quickly are you out of there? End of the first quarter?
If we make it, here's what we're doing. As a matter of fact, anybody got a ticket want to sell me? I need a ticket for her. We'll just go up into the upper deck.
Okay.
Where it's not, the corners are going to be empty. We'll go hang out up there so she can run around. I know a lot of parents that do this.
Really?
Bring their kids so you can say you have the game day experience with the family. You can get a cheap ticket, go in, watch a little bit of football, let the kids run around. If we make it to the half, I'll be impressed.
Okay.
Because she's 5.
And you're okay with that as a fan? Now, will you be watching on your phone as you guys leave? Or?
We'll head back downtown. We'll find a restaurant and go watch the rest of it there. And, I'll still catch as much as I can. But, it's just part of one of those games where I'm okay with it because I know I still have next week. We still have Georgia Tech.
Now, I will say with Nick Saban, I would like to see the SEC go to a 9-game conference schedule so this game can go away more so for fans. But I've heard Big 12, Big 10, I can't believe the SEC is doing this. Well, I think it's actually fairly smart to do it at this time of the year because it is a bye without being a bye. When you load up all these crap games weeks 1 through 4, and maybe you have one good out of conference, you don't know what your team is by the time you hit conference play.
So what we want to see in this game in our Dawg Walk, I want to see a ton of Brian Herrien and James Cook and whoever else is behind them on the depth chart. I don't want to see a lot of Swift and Holyfield. Now, they could each run for 300 yards in this game if you gave them the requisite carries. I'd get them a sweat, I'd work up, and I'd sit them down. You need them for the long haul, man. And by the way, Georgia might be able to hit 50 points with all of their backup running backs. So, and I don't think this is going to be about Fromm and Hardman and Holloman and all that kind of stuff. I think this is going to be a very vanilla game plan for the Dogs. Try a couple things out. But I don't want to see much of Holyfield and Swift because Swift is balling. He's healthy. Let's keep him that way. One more thing. When Fields is in the game, John, let him throw a little bit.
Yes.
Work on his confidence a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about a dummy offense and all this. And even if it's in a 4-touchdown, let Fields throw the rock a little bit, man. It's not about running up the score style points. It's about getting your guys some confidence, man.
It is, and it's about getting him reps. I get it. He's had reps that have mattered this year, but it's about getting him reps to get him ready potentially for next year. Because let's be real. In the spring, there will be another competition between Justin Fields and Jake Fromm. Who's going to be the quarterback? And you'd like to see Fields get some opportunities to spin it a little bit because next week against Georgia Tech, I think it's going to be a moderately competitive game. And then you play Alabama. So this is it. This is the last real Fields opportunity. He may get to go in against Bama on a 3rd and run and run some read option stuff where he's going to use his legs. He's not going to have chances to get back there and throw it the way that we had all hoped throughout this season.